You know, the FBI is supposed to be, aside from doing all of its corrupt shit, an organization to fight criminals, fight crime, organized crime, arrest criminals, and put them away, and you know, stop financial crimes. And you know what I mean, right? It's supposed to do all of that. But lately, it's gone more woke than a person that just woke up and had a Cuban coffee. Cuban coffee is so delicious. Point is, right, that the FBI has become so woke, it's gotten to have a wall of images like cooperativeness, fairness, diversity, integration, compassion, all of those things. But you know what? You don't see the whole thing of the FBI, the mission statement on the wall. You just see a bunch of woke ass terms. All of these terms set the FBI and all of our federal agencies and our U.S. culture and corporations and our schools, our education systems, and just about everywhere else off the rockers, and they got away from their actual mission, right? And it's funny because these diversity acquisitions and hires, basically whiny ass crybabies, used their positions to weaponize the federal government and the federal agency called the FBI, the Federal Bureau of Investigations, to persecute and prosecute their political opponents, mainly their commander-in-chief, who's now their boss, the former president of the United States, who's now the current president of the United States. Oh, I don't know how well that's going to go for them, because yesterday, or just Friday or Friday, Trump went absolutely nuclear, scorched earth, pro revenge amazingness on the FBI. Took an axe, a buzzsaw to the FBI, and is firing all prosecutors who worked on any investigations into Donald Trump and his political supporters. And whoever touched a January 6th case or raiding his house, any case related to Donald Trump, they are out. And it's beautiful.
Happening. It can only be described as the start of a massive, much larger than expected purge at the FBI of FBI agents and officials. Many of them, in one way or another, touched the investigations into Donald Trump. Sources telling NBC News this: the Office of Acting Deputy Attorney General Emil Bobe asked the FBI for a list of bureau employees involved in January 6 cases. Panic inside the bureau.
Panic inside the bureau. I'm loving it. Oh, it's sparking panic. Oh no, I'm getting prosecuted for, or I'm getting fired for prosecuting my political opponents? No way.
By people who fear retribution by the Trump administration amidst an ongoing purge of FBI leadership. Meanwhile, my colleague, NBC's Ken Delanian, reports that several top FBI executives were told to resign or be fired, and that the purge includes more than 20 heads of FBI field offices, including those in Miami and Washington, D.C.
Take the easy way out. Take it.
Subject: terminations. You are directed to take all steps necessary to effectuate the termination of the employees identified in Appendix A, effective immediately, is our understanding based on information provided that these employees are still within a probationary period associated with the hiring process, that they were initially hired, and term employees, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, that awesome executive order, that awesome subject line. Oh, that text. Oh, you guys wanted to weaponize the federal government and persecute your political opponents just because you didn't want him to be in office, just because the establishment fears him for speaking the truth. And I mean, Trump is corrupt as well. He's in the establishment, but they just don't like that he says things, that he shoots from the hip. Just because of that, you want to prosecute him? Oh, okay. Well, goodbye. You're not welcome anymore. I love it.
Please take all steps necessary to preserve all records, including documents, emails, text messages, and other electronic communications relating to the personnel decisions regarding the attorneys hired and supporting casework for the United States Capitol on January 6, 2021.
And look, look, you guys thought, you Democrats and establishment bitches thought, you pukes, thought that this was just the pardons were the end of it. Oh, Donald Trump, he doesn't stretch, he doesn't exercise, but this is just a stretching game. He is stretching. This is just a warm-up. This is what's real. This is where it gets really real. This is where your asses are on the line. They're on the chopping block. As my little sister said in one of her stories, chop, 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 said the knife. Oh boy. I love that MSNBC and NBC Universal, just NBC Corporation, they are shocked that this is happening, that he's cleaning house, that he's taking a buzzsaw and an axe to the FBI of those who were involved in the Trump-Russia collusion hoax, that were involved in the creation of C-19 in 2020, that were involved in the Capitol, what they call invasion, riot, insurrection, attack, mob, whatever, the prosecutions there, involved in all the crap, the raiding of his house, the felony convictions that were not actually felonies, the charges brought against him. Anyone involved in that is getting fired. I love it.
The changes highlight how a new administration has moved quickly to deliver on President Trump's vow to strike back at the Justice Department and FBI that he claims have been weaponized against him.
Claims. You're gonna say that he's claiming that it was used against him? It was absolutely used against him and weaponized against their political opponent. Idiots.
Trump escalates purge of FBI assistant director, whose official who investigated Donald Trump, David Sunderberg in Washington, D.C. field office, is being fired.
You know that movie, The Purge, where you can do whatever you want for a night? You could rape someone, you could kill someone, you can commit a financial crime, and you can't get prosecuted for it. Well, guess what? This is a different purge. This is get the F out, you absolute idiot establishment piece of garbage. Puke yourself. Get the hell out of the FBI. You are not welcome here for persecuting your political opponents like a real fascist government. That's what's actually going on. Oh, I love it. That's what's actually going on here. Massive purge, and I love it.
Two different reports stating that the squad, which conducted the Mar-a-Lago documents investigation and the Mar-a-Lago raid in Florida, have been walked out of the FBI field office, the Washington field office, by security. The case should have never been opened, and they brought disgrace on the whole agency.
Get out. Let's go. Get up and let's go. You're leaving. You want to raid the former president's estate? Okay. All right. Now let me raid your desk and get you the fuck out. They didn't raid the house of George W. Bush, of Dick Cheney, of Gina DeSantis, of Barack Obama for starting a regime change war in Syria. They didn't do that. They didn't do that. They did not.
CNN reporting that dozens of FBI agents, Capitol attack, Trump-related investigations are scheduled to be removed by Friday. Agents who worked their investigation on Trump's alleged mishandling of classified documents and those who were investigated, 1,600 rioters convicted of the riot attack on January 6th, have been concerned that they could face retribution. Many agents initially had qualms about being assigned to the Capitol attack and Trump cases, viewing the prosecutions as heavy-handed. People familiar with the matter say,
wait. Now you're saying the prosecutions are too much? Now you're saying they're not even legal? Now you're worried about your ass? But when you were actually assigned the case, you didn't actually step back and step away and say, no, you took the case because you guys thought that Biden would win or Kamala Harris would win and your ass would be saved. But now you guys were worried. Now you're worried that it was too much. But back then you were happy to take the case, you ass.
Some Justice Department lawyers leading January 6th cases complained that they believed the agents somehow slow-walked some of their work, eating their own now. That's incredible. This is an amazing graph here. Justice Department lawyers leading January 6th cases complained that they believe the agents slow-walked their work because they didn't want to be assigned these heavy-handed prosecutions.
So now they apparently are saying that some of these guys do have souls and do have brains and do have principles, but they still worked on the job, but they now don't have a job.
The purge is bigger than first understood. We are told that includes more than 20 heads of FBI field offices, including the ones in Miami and D.C.
And Trump is doing other things like quashing diversity, equity, and inclusion bullshit by ordering all employees of the federal government, all federal employees at all federal agencies, to remove pronouns from their emails and grant applications and profiles and all of that by end of day yesterday, I think. And all of those DEI assholes who were and crybaby bitches that were put on administrative leave are to be fired. You're out. You're fired. You're fired. You're out. Because you weren't hired on merit. You were hired on who you sleep with. And another thing Trump is doing, and I don't agree with this, is firing all federal workers. All 2 million, because the right wing believes in small government, yet they will spend like they're a big government. I don't agree with their small government sentiment, but he's offering a buyout. At least he's doing that. Either leave and I'll give you essentially a severance package, or I'll just fire you and you get nothing. At that, I mean, even if I disagreed with it, which I do, I would take the buyout. And they all got a resignation letter from Trump saying, get out. Basically from the president of the United States with the presidential seal on it, I'm sure. And they were told to get out and accept a buyout or be fired. I don't agree with it, but I will take the buyout. This is just an awesome start to the year. We've had a difficult year already. I'm just excited that we're finally getting rid of the problems in the FBI. Not all of them, but the majority of them. Or at least the top of the list, the top of the priorities. We're getting rid of the garbage in the FBI, and they are being removed. DEI is being destroyed and demolished, and it is a great day to at least get rid of these garbage POS prosecutors who weaponize the federal government to persecute their political opponents, including the former president of the United States, that they did not do to any other president of the United States. And it is amazing to watch.